In this series on how I record, edit, and mix my personal audiobooks, let's talk about how and where you might publish and sell your audiobooks online for profit. This video lesson is part 2 of publishing and selling your audiobook online. Now, based on the questions I just asked you in the previous video, part 1 of 2, what options do you have when it comes to selling your audiobook online and making money? While there are several places online where you can sell your audiobook, let's look at 4 really great examples so you can learn what to expect. In this video, we'll be looking at Audible, an Amazon company, AuthorsRepublic.com, AweSound.com, and Thinkific.com. Now, what are the major differences between these 4 example options? 2 words: money and control. Money, as in how much are you making for each audiobook sale you make, what's your profit, small, medium, large, and control. Wherever you host and sell your audiobook, are you tied to any contract terms, exclusivity, or restrictions of any kind? For me, at the end of the day, both money and control of my audiobook sales and making money are most important. If I'm solely responsible for promoting my audiobook to make sales, I would naturally want the lion's share of the profits, right? I'm talking 60 to 80% or more, not 40% or less. What's more, if I'm not selling any audiobooks or many on a given platform, I don't want to be stuck there by contract. I may want to move my audiobook around for greater sales and income potential elsewhere. That makes sense, right? Exactly. Well, let's discuss. Again, let's take a look at these audiobook selling platforms: Audible, an Amazon.com company, AuthorsRepublic.com, AweSound.com, and Thinkific.com. And let's examine the pros and cons of each and perhaps make a decision as to where and how you will publish and sell your audiobook online for profit. Audio selling platform, example option number 1. Audible, an Amazon company. Now, quick note, feel free to stop this video at any time because I'm about to unload on you a lot of information. And when you see it, you'll go, I think he's right. I think I might pause the video and read what it is that I have on the screen for you. Because the following information, the pros and cons of these companies, is so detailed rich. You're going to love it. And by the end of this video, you're going to be so informed as to maybe what you really, really, really want to do that it's going to just clear the fog. Make all your questions just go away because you're going to be so well informed. On that note, let's get to it. Audible, the pros. Largest audiobook selling platform online via Audible, Amazon, and iTunes. Millions of potential customers ready to find and buy your audiobook. Kind of cool, huh? Right, yeah. Audiobook delivered by the platform, Audible, and you don't have to deal with the customer. Just upload your audiobook via MP3 to their platform via ACX, and voila. Within time, your audiobook will be approved and ready for sale. You can then start promoting your audiobook. Audible, the cons. This is where it gets kind of thick. Audible retains the sole discretion to set the price of the audiobooks it sells, not you. Audible offers only 20% royalty commission if you choose a non-exclusive agreement and desire to sell your audiobook elsewhere online. Otherwise, you only get 40% royalty for an exclusive 7-year obligational contract. Ouch. Ugh. Audible determines the price of your audiobook by its length and not content. I don't like that. There can be technical difficulties uploading your MP3 files to Audible due to their stringent file requirements. I've experienced this, and it's not pretty. Marketing and promotion of your audiobook is mostly up to you. You don't get the names and the email addresses of your customers who buy your audiobook. That's not good. Customers can return the audiobook purchase within a certain period of time, in some cases up to a year, which eats into your profits. Not good. Customer service plus waiting periods, getting your files approved, can take weeks, if not months, and I've experienced this. My personal opinion, Is it worth selling my 15 plus audiobooks on Audible? For me? Not really. Remember, think money and control. So I chose not to go with Audible. While my friends and clients did go with Audible, that's okay. Good for them, I say. Audible just wasn't for me. I chose to go a completely different route. And I'll get into that later on in this video and the next. Audiobook selling platform, example option number 2, AuthorsRepublic.com. Here are the pros that go along with AuthorsRepublic. For starters, your audiobook is sold through 50 plus retail channels, library platforms, music streaming services such as Audiobooks.com, Audible, iTunes, Amazon, Scribd, Downpour, Barnes & Noble, Nook, Overdrive libraries, Baker & Taylor libraries, Audiobookstore.com, and more. Pretty cool. That's a wide distribution network. Their technical specs for uploading your MP3 audiobook files, they're not that bad, but still, take a look on their FAQ page for details. The cons that go along with AuthorsRepublic. Well, during the course of your AuthorsRepublic agreement, you won't be able to enter any new or other distribution agreements other than your own website or selling on your channel. Your audio may not be accepted by all 50 plus partners. You are not notified when your audiobooks are listed on AuthorRepublic's retailer's website. That's not good. It means you gotta go do your own fishing expedition and find out if they're listed, You can't set your own price because the audiobook market uses subscription models in most cases. Hence, you won't receive as much money or profit compared to selling your audiobook on your own. Not really a con per se, but you receive 70% of what your audiobook earns across 50 plus channels. Don't think this is 70%. It's more like 40% or less in royalty commissions. If X platform sells your audio for $10 and they pay $4, 40%, and you get 70% of that 40%, well, that's really 70% of $4. So then your end royalty is really $2.80 or 28%, out of $10. This varies per platform, okay? You get paid into your PayPal account on a monthly basis. Monthly. Once you've accumulated $10 or more in any given monthly pay period. Yeah, I like to be paid daily. Or at least when the audiobook is sold, I want the money. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I don't want to wait. It could take up to 60 days to get your audiobook files approved and for sale on their partners' platforms. 60 days. Yikes. Customers can return the audiobook within a certain period of time, which can eat into your profits. Marketing and promotion is all up to you. Sorry. Submitting audio changes to your audiobook is not easy. AuthorsRepublic's partners have sole discretion if and when they'll accept any new updates. Great. I found a bunch of errors in my audio. I'd like to make those corrections and upload them. But, My personal opinion about AuthorsRepublic: if you like the idea of having one company, like AuthorsRepublic, distribute your audiobook to 50 plus platforms for you so you don't have to, and you're okay with taking a smaller royalty cut because they're doing that legwork and not you, then hey, go for it. Audiobook selling platform example, option number 3, AweSound.com. The pros that go along with hosting your audiobook and selling it with AweSound.com: no contracts, no exclusivity. Start or stop selling your audiobook on their platform at any time. That's a big plus. You can set your own price. Ooh, I like this aspect a lot. There's an annual fee of $49 for any audiobook you sell, plus 20% fee per audiobook sold at a price you determine, plus 30 cents fee. Considering the fact that you can choose your own price and take upwards of 80% profit, I could live with this. Could you? 80% of a $20 or $40 audiobook is quite nice. Audiobook files are delivered by AweSound to the customer, or listener, so you don't have to worry about this. Just upload your audiobook files, determine your price, customize your sales page, provide a free audio sample, and start selling. That's nice. You choose to either let AweSound charge the customer or you collect payment on your website and then you pay AweSound. AweSound is automatically notified of each sale so they can deliver secure audio access to your audiobook. The returns policy is typically set by you, the publisher or author. You have the power to or not to refund any listener within X days of their purchase. That's nice. Yeah. AweSound securely hosts your media files for your audiobook and takes responsibility for securing access to paying listeners only. That's nice. AweSound upload requirements, they're quite easy. I've seen their requirement list. It's not that bad. AweSound integrates with Zapier, Facebook, Google Analytics, WooCommerce, Shopify, ClickFunnels, and more. You can be up and running with your audiobook, ready for, number one, test purchases, and then number two, for sale live in as little as 1 day. Very nice. Customers can listen to your audiobook after purchase on their mobile phone or desktop in any web browser like Chrome, Safari, Firefox, or in a mobile app to provide secure, personalized access. Very nice. Their customer support seems friendly and personable. The cons with AweSound, marketing, as usual, is up to you. But that shouldn't be a problem because AweSound is for entrepreneurial authors like you who wish to control their sales process. It's ideal for you if you're enthusiastic about keeping most of the money from the sale of your audiobook and all the control over how you sell it. Now, while it's not that bad, AweSound pays you monthly directly to your bank account or a debit card. I personally like daily, weekly payments, but you can't have it all, can you? My personal opinion? There's a lot to like about AweSound, as you can tell, from so many pros and so few cons. That said, if AweSound appeals to you, then why not give it a try? You've got nothing to lose. Try it out before selling your soul on one of the Audible-like platforms where you don't earn that much and you lose a lot of the control over how your audiobook is sold. Now, granted, millions of people sell their audiobook through Audible. That's their choice. There are also thousands upon thousands of people who have problems with the terms and conditions, contracts and exclusivity, and the low commission royalty pay scale that Audible and those platforms present. It's very fair and understanding. So again, what's it boil down to? Money and control. Also, really, you could try AweSound before deciding. Simply make a test purchase using a different email, then just refund yourself later, or use a test discount coupon. See AweSound in action, and then you decide if AweSound is right for you. But before you do, check out my next or last example in this tutorial and compare it to AweSound closely. Then choose the best audiobook selling platform option for you. I just want to make a little side note. A friend of mine is using AweSound, and I went and checked out her page and how she sells her audiobook on AweSound. I think she's doing great. She's told me she's made audiobook sales. I bet she likes the control. She was able to set it up herself. She's not that techie. I know her. But she went in, did it, uploaded her files. Bing, bada, boom. She was off to selling. And so not everything is for everybody. And so you got to make the best decision for you based on, like I said, money and control. How much of it do you want? And how much of it are you willing to let go? Audiobook selling platform example, option number 4, Thinkific.com. The pros that go along with using Thinkific, if you haven't heard of them, Thinkific is designed first and foremost to build online courses, and they're one of the best. I've done the research on this. If you wanted to teach something, you could use Thinkific to build a course online and keep 100% of every sale. Yeah, how's this sound so far? Thinkific has an amazing audio player feature, which allows you to upload your audiobook MP3 audio files and sort them in the order you want, So I'm talking copyright, welcome message, table of contents, message from the author, introduction, preface, forward, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, all of the right order of your book. That's awesome. Thinkific has a free version, which is all you need to promote and sell one audiobook for 100% profit. With every audio you upload, you could also include some text write-up explaining each audio file as the listener is listening to that section of your audiobook. Do you know what this means? It means you can sell the audio version of your book and the text version as well. I'm talking ebook here. This is a double sales combo bonus when promoting the sale of your audiobook. Hey folks, read my book and or listen to it online. Yeah, one low price. They get two for the price of one. That is not being sold elsewhere out there on those other platforms. Thinkific lets you take credit card and PayPal payments and lets you keep 100% of your sales. That's nice. And you know what's more about that is when you get the money, you get to spend it. You don't have to wait for a monthly payment 30 days later for the sale of an audiobook today. No, you make the sale, you collect the money, you can start spending it. With Thinkific, you retain all the controls, no contracts, no exclusivity. You retain all the decision-making powers needed to sell your audiobook your way. Thinkific has a very easy-to-use interface that lets you upload your audio files in minutes. You could easily be up and running and start selling your audiobook literally in one day. Thinkific protects your audio behind a membership wall that requires payment and a username and a password. Pretty cool. And you don't have to set all that up. They do. It's already set up for you. And like I said earlier, you get instant access to all your sales proceeds because you are collecting the money with every sale. No waiting weeks or months to be paid. You make a sale, you get to spend that money right away, right then and there. Yay. Your Thinkific sales page and login area can be linked and customized to match your website colors. Cool. Lastly, you also get the names and email addresses of those who purchase your audiobook. This is a major plus. How else can you upsell them to something bigger, higher, that you got for sale if you don't get the names and the email addresses of the customers who buy your audiobook? Well, with Thinkific, you get them. The cons. There's only one. Marketing is up to you, still, as usual. But that shouldn't be a problem because you now can get so fired up to promote your book and your audiobook because you're collecting 100% of the sale and retaining 100% of the control. Very nice. My personal opinion, I like Thinkific the most among all these four options. When you compare all the pros and the cons, keeping most of the money, keeping most of the control, the marketing is still in your hands. The delivery of the audio product, it's out of your hands. It's done by Thinkific. What say you on this? Which option appeals to you? Study it and run with it. Now, what did you learn? Have you made your choice as to who, how, and where you'll sell your audiobook online? Hey, I hope this video tutorial has been helpful for you. And I'm really not trying to sell you on any particular platform. That's up to you. But you now know the pros and the cons of these systems like no one else. And I want you to make the best educated decision that's possible based on your personal criteria. You might say, hey, Bart, I think the Audible is still the way I want to go. Or I like AuthorsRepublic. Or you know what? I like to keep it simple. I'll go with AweSound. Or hey, I'm going to try this Thinkific out. That sounds great too. Because I've already got a big list. And since you may have a big list, email list, that you can just say, hey, my audiobook's ready for sale. Go ahead and buy it. And bam, they were excited to. You send it down your list. The list responds. They go to your Thinkific page. They buy, they get access, they're listening, they're loving it. And what is an audiobook? An audiobook, depending on what it is, if it's fiction or nonfiction, self-help. If it's self-help, nonfiction, your audiobook is borderline a course, an online course. Because don't books turn into workshops? Don't books turn into courses? Exactly. That's why I think the Thinkific route is a really good route to consider for your audiobook. That's all I got to say. This concludes part 2 of publishing and selling your audiobook online. Now, let's check out the next video tutorial in the series. I'm going to show you what I did with my audiobooks and how I chose to let my audiobooks be heard and listened to for free, for now, but listened to for free on YouTube. Yeah. And I'll tell you my strategy for monetizing my audiobooks, making money, exposure, publicity, credibility, and so many other aspects that I put into consideration when it came to, do I go with Audible? Do I go with AuthorsRepublic? Do I do that AweSound thing? Do I do Thinkific? I got a lot to think about. I got 15 plus audiobooks, and I put them all up on YouTube. Come on, let me show you how, and let me tell you why. And I hope you can learn something from this next video tutorial. So much great stuff. Come on, let's get to the next video tutorial in this series. You are doing great.